This is Ron again. I'm going to show you something that I use quite often for intraday prospecting. You can see that I'm in my number 11 view, and the only reason I'm in this view is because it eliminates any group index. And I'm also in my stocks and groups moving to the upside. What I'm going to do is I'll just go directly to the designer, and you can see that I am in this group, and I'm going to make a combined group from these two groups, stocks and groups moving to the upside and stocks and groups moving to the upside $1 and to $15. So I'll go down here and I'll make a new group. Let's call it SNG. Moving up should suffice. I better date it. It's a third. And now I'll just go down to my groups here. I will locate these same groups that are showing over here. Stocks and groups moving to the upside. I will add that. Actually, I want that filter applied. Group index equals no for the next one. I'll just go ahead and remove that index. But when I click on the next stocks and groups moving to the upside, the 1 to 15, I'll click on that and notice that there's very little overlap. Out of 200 stocks, only 5 stocks overlapped in that group. Or in the two groups, I should say. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and use this group right over here, and now I will go to the warehouse. I'm going to bring up my intraday and end-of-day combo screens, but before I do that, I want to concentrate only on stocks out of the 195 securities that are showing accumulation according to what I showed you at the round table last time. So I'll just go down to my VPA, go to number 12 folder, and the number 1 view. Now out of the 195, the stocks that are showing accumulation based upon my criteria are 70 stocks. And you can see that there's a lot of steel raw material suppliers here, REITs, here's some steel producers. I've been posting some stuff about steel stocks. So I will make a group of this, and to do that I'll just go under my file menu and I'll make group from list, and I'll just call this under accumulation. Once again, I do not want an index. Now I'm going to go up to my intraday views and go to the number 5 folder and select number 3A. Intraday strength with fundamentals combo. And I'll make sure that I'm sorted on raw combo, and notice that out of those 70 that were under accumulation, 43 of them are up today. When I sort by the industry, you can see that there are 2 steel producers in here. There is a steel raw material supplier, a couple of base metals, a couple of cements and aggregates, and several home builders. Now, as of last night, all of these stocks were under accumulation according to my criteria. Now if I sort on the raw combo again, these are the stocks which are most in demand, which have been showing signs of accumulation. So I'm just going to bring up a chart of Seabridge Gold. By the way, I had an alert set for when gold futures prices broke out above the high, and They just did that. There have been some posts on the Facebook page about whether gold was at the top or not. I've said multiple times in my morning report that I do not see that gold has finished its run, and it's broken out as of today. It's currently trading at 1265.80 on the gold futures. Those are the April 16 futures. So look what's at the top of the list here. It's a gold stock. And look where the accumulation began with this stock. Let me do that again. I'll just draw it straight down. And this is where the accumulation began after this effort to rise. Notice that there was testing down here and the group had started up. Now these stocks, of course, are getting a little bit extended. You can tell that. But what I'm pointing out in this is where the first accumulation occurred as far as the movement from D into C. There was accumulation down here, but my criteria specifies that it has to move from D distribution to C, which is neutral, and at the same time the percent AD direction, the percent AD velocity, and the velocity direction all have to be moving up and above the zero line. So that's just one example of today. Look at that, it's up 10.73% today alone. Here is a home builder. Home builders have been strong recently. I'll put the crosshair on this time. This is where the accumulation began on that. And from that point going forward, it's gone from under $10 to above 11. You can see that gold moved down to number 2 after the update. Here is a rig. Now the accumulation began on this day here. There was an effort to rise the following day and another effort to rise today. Noble Corporation, oil, gas, and services. Accumulation began clear back here. It pulled back with the group. Reaccumulation began here as it was building a base, and it took off right here at this point, or began to break out as the group turned. Now I don't want to belabor the point. I think short videos are much more effective. I just want to find, because I posted on the board, I'll just sort by symbol, and let's find U.S. Steel today. It's currently up 6.78%. It was up as high as almost 10%, but you can see what's happened here, that there is some selling coming into the stock, and I'm seeing that on all of the steel stocks today. The accumulation began back here. If you look up here at this bar when it was trading for $7 a share, it got all the way up to, looks like 12.5 today, a little over that, and now you can see that we are getting a signal, a transfer of ownership, and a potential buying climax. This is not a stock you want to be chasing. This is where you want to be buying it here. I've seen this come up for weeks. The steel group and U.S. Steel in particular. And when it broke past here, that was the place to consider getting in. Now I want to bring up another chart, and I will end this video. I'm going to go into the float analysis chart and look at this. This is, I'm just going to go back in time, and if you look up, straight up here, that is where we saw the first uptick of U.S. Steel breaking past its, or attempting to break past its float turnover, float volume turnover. But when it did finally make a clean break, which is right here as it got past resistance here and here and there, and then the big move up right here, the starting of it, it went from about 850, 875 all the way up to its high today, and this was the float turnover period. Float volume turnover, I should say. Anyway, this works. The VPA works. You just need to do some scouting, and if you want to do some intraday scouting for stocks, this is a good process, good procedure to follow. Now, I'm considering doing just a class on VPA, a webinar, probably 2 or 3 hours. I would have to charge for it because I'll have to put some slides together, and it's going to take some time. If there's enough interest, I will do that. Otherwise, I won't bother. And the reason I'm doing it is we're not going to have a seminar until October. Sounds like there's some interest in an October seminar. So I know that you users are very interested in VPA, and this would be a good opportunity. But this is a technique that you can use right now without waiting for a series of webinars. Thanks for listening.